Guys, unfortunately, I've got to start this video off by saying I've made a huge mistake, but so did somebody else. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game, and this is episode number 2 in the Turbo Mo series, where I'm trying to increase my driver distance, club head speed, ball speed, get all of those parameters right with drivers so that I can get the most distance out of my drives as possible without giving up all of the accuracy and consistency that I showed you in video number 1. Now, incidentally, at this time, if you have not seen video number 1, please push pause on this video, go back and watch video number 1 so that you can see my baselines and the premise and the idea behind what I'm trying to do out here. Now, this week's episode, we are going to start with the Bryson DeChambeau speed drills as he put forth in a golf.com interview some time ago. This is a formula that he put out for all of us to be able to use in order to get gains, to increase club head speed, to get more distance, to bomb it out there. Of course, relatively speaking, bombs. We're not going to be hitting it 400 yards like Bryson, but if you're hitting at 200, maybe you get to 225. If you're at 250, maybe you get to 280. That is what we're looking to do with these drills, and this week is when I start going through the motions of those drills. Now let me go back to the beginning of the video, because before we get into this, some things need to be clarified, some things need to be explained, and we need to make sure that I'm correcting some of the things that I was talking about in the previous video. And as I mentioned in the first video, Alex Etches, if you have never seen his YouTube channel, go check him out. He does some excellent reviews. He's got very funny videos. But Alex Etches has actually gone through this process in one of his videos, and he saw big gains. He set some of his new personal bests for carry distance, for total distance, for club head speed, for ball speed. But he and I both made a mistake, and I just now started to realize what that mistake was. You see, I've got his formula on my phone. I took screenshots of this so that I would have his notes, and there are 6 total steps to this process. But what Alex did was set a baseline of 120 mile per hour club head speed. And then that's the first step. The second step is to go beyond that and try to add 10 miles per hour to that. I thought the same thing when I read through this. I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm at 92.2 club head speed. On average, I need to push it to 102.2 just to complete step number 2 in this process. But if you read carefully, step number 1, hit a normal drive and record the ball speed. This is your baseline. That's what I did in the first video, right? Wrong. I did record the ball speed, but the club head speed was my focus, as in Alex Etches' video as well. We were focused on club head speed. It's ball speed. Now, a lot of you would say, okay, well, if you increase your club head speed by 10 miles an hour, you'd probably increase your ball speed by 10. Yes, but there is another important factor in that. You need to be catching the ball in the sweet spot and transferring as much of your club head speed energy to the golf ball as possible. So by trying to increase your ball speed, not your club head speed, you're also including that little caveat that you need to have a good quality strike, so that the ball speed is what we're increasing, not necessarily the club head speed. All right, so since we've already got the baseline established, it's on to step number 2, which is hit balls rapid fire until you hit a ball 10 miles per hour above your baseline. So if I was at 133.5 before, now I've got to get to 143.5. Yikes. Oh, that's a good strike to start. Come on, 133.4. This is going to be a tall order. You know, this is an important time. This is a time when I need to make the distinction between speed and hard. So in some ways you could say I need to hit the ball harder. I need to hit the ball harder. But really, no, what you need to do is you need to hit the ball with more speed, which means I need to swing faster. I need to swing faster. And fast and hard come from two different places. So I'm going to try and change my mental state. I'm going to try and think fast, not hard. And when you do that, there's also another little drill that Alex Etches has in his videos that might just help us here. Loose jellyfish, loose jellyfish, loose jellyfish. 140.3. $141.5. Okay. $142.6. We gotta go rapid fire. We gotta go rapid fire. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God. You gotta have a little bit more control than that. Get the sequencing right. That's what it is. Throw this club out that way. Through the ball. Oh, it's the wrong direction. 136.8. $141.6. $142.9. All right, climb it back up. Got to swing through it. Legs, keep balls through the club. And that felt sounded fast. There are two things that Bryson says that keep us from getting distance. One is, of course, our physical limitations. You know, maybe we're not in the kind of shape that we need to be in. And I don't mean just muscle or whatever. I'm talking about the whole package, muscle, flexibility, and just the sequencing and the timing of your body, your swing may be out of sequence, which mine I know is in places. But one thing this is supposed to do, this is supposed to force your body to comply physically and get the timing in order to keep pushing and pushing. But the other thing it's supposed to do is neurologically, he says we have this glass ceiling, this sort of mental block. And wouldn't you know, about the time I'm in the middle of recording this video, the battery dies in my wireless mic. So I'm having to overdub this for you. I apologize in advance, but I couldn't waste this footage. It was just too good. Right about here, I'm telling you that was a pretty good shot. Not exactly sure. I'm trying to remember now what exactly I was saying, but I made 143.3 right there on the ball speed, club head speed of 95.3. And basically what I'm saying is that I'm counting that one, or at least I'm saying that's pretty close. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, 145.2, 96.6, 98.6 on the club head speed. I'm not sure. But you get to step number 3 in this series. And step number 3 is to basically back it down 5 miles an hour and try and maintain that speed. So there's no real instructions as to how many constitutes maintaining that speed. So I'm calling that good. That's step number 3 complete. And now we're on to step number 4. Now, step number 4 says when you're ready, ramp up until you hit 8 miles an hour above your second baseline. So my second baseline was 140.5, which means that I've got to get to 148.5 and it doesn't say anything about maintaining it. You just need to hit it one time. So step number 4 is going to be tough. I make a joke out of it, but honestly, loose jellyfish helped me out tremendously, so I really appreciate that from Alex. Step number 4 here, first shot, swing out of my shoes, and I think here I say that was a missile. It's carrying past 250. I think this one gets out to 267 plus. And step number 4 is complete, 149.9 on the ball speed, 101.5 on the club head speed. On to step number 5, which is drop down and maintain 3 miles an hour above your second baseline. You can see how excited I am here to have hit that number on the first try. So step number 5 says to drop down 2 and maintain 3 miles per hour above your second baseline. This will be your third baseline. So my second baseline was 140.5. I need to go 3 miles an hour above that. That's 143.5. Yeah, doing some quick math here in my head. 143.5. I've got to be careful not to take my foot off of the gas too much. I've done that in the past, and it really, you take way too much off. So I just need to get around 143.5. There's 142, and I just need to do that a time or two. No big deal. I mean, if I hit it, I hit it. So we come out to 146.3. That's dropped down. It's 98.6 club head speed. This is my third shot here, I believe, in this, and I get to 143.4. Close enough. Calling this one done. On to step number 6. Now, step number 6 says to push an extra 2 miles an hour from your third baseline. Third baseline was 143.5, so I need to get to 145.5. That is by far probably my best record. Again, I do it on the first try, 147.7, 99.9 club head speed. Guys, we've now returned to your regularly scheduled program. I apologize for the audio. This was a huge day, and for the audio to drop and my battery to die on my microphone was just catastrophic. But I didn't want to delete the footage because this was honestly magical. So I'm really excited that this worked out. I honestly didn't think that I would get through the entire process, that I would make it through every step, and the fact that I did, and did it with flying colors. I'm over the moon right now, and I hope you guys will try this. I want to go over some of the numbers here with you. So originally I started out with a club head speed of 92.2. Smashed that today. At one point I think I hit 101.5, which is almost 10 miles per hour on my club head speed alone. That's huge. If you look at any of the formulas that are out there from TrackMan, they say on average, generally speaking, that for every mile an hour you gain in club head speed, you will gain 3.16 yards extra on your drive. So you do the math, 10 miles per hour times 3.16 is roughly 30 yards. That's what I'm seeing in these numbers here. My ball speed was 135.5. I got to 149.9, I believe it was, on one of these. You're talking a huge jump, just almost 15 miles per hour on club head speed alone. That's enormous. And the spin on that last drive that I was checking was around 2,900 versus my average was 3,804. So R10 is dynamically adjusting the spin rates as your ball speed increases and your flight characteristics change. I need to still get that number down. 29 is still a heck of a lot of backspin. So in trying to equate club head speed and ball speed out to max distance, you need to optimize that spin rate and your launch angle. And financially, if everything works out, then I hope that the end of this, once I'm done with the speed training, I hope all of this culminates in a final video where I will go get driver fitted. I will get a new driver. I will get it custom fitted. We're going to get the spin rates down. We're going to get everything dialed in and optimized in order to try and take advantage of the newfound speed. If I get to 105 or 110, something like that is my average, that would just be unbelievable to me. I know Alex is way faster than I am, and some of you out there are way faster than I am as well, but there's quite a few of you. The average driving speed, the average club head speed is between 90 and 95 miles an hour, which is right where I was when I started. So there is hope for all of us out there. We just need to practice the loose jellyfish and keep grinding.